everybody. I'm BJ Flag.
And I'm Rich G, and this is episode 278, The Demise of the Business Card.
Yes.
Now that I'm so excited. And by the way, for everybody, BJ exploded my mind before this. So he's going to have a lot to say. And I think you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I never thought of this. So now that we're back meeting clients, we're going to conferences, we're going to events, we're reaching out to new people for lunch or coffee or drinks. It's time to update your business card for 2023.
Rich, business cards are out. That's all I want to tell you. We are going to go in a whole new dimension today. You're going to love it.
No, this was our conversation before this podcast.
Yes,
it was like, are you kidding? I was going to make new business cards. So let's go. We're going to explode your mind like my mind was exploded. So
there you go.
Here's the first impression, the first tip. Okay. Your first impression is critical when you meet someone at an event,
right?
Coffee, for anything. The first 10 seconds, you need to wow them. And this hasn't changed. You know, I coach people on this all the time. So we used to stand out with our business card, but you know, you need to set a new first impression, and you're competing with a lot of people that are doing a lot of different things.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, really, you always felt like your business card was your brochure, you know, like how much can I cram onto the business card? Let me go to the other side too. Let me put this and that and this and that on it. And those days are over. Those days are over.
Because, see, brochures were out. Your business card became your brochure, and it really set the branding for you. It caught people off guard going, oh, wow. Instead of that white business card that just looked like an attorney's business card.
Do you remember the fold-over business cards?
The fold-over business cards and all that. It really defined your brand. And it was like, I'm a professional brand. So
exactly.
So the typical business cards we've all grown up with are now, as of about an hour ago, obsolete. They're all obsolete. They're all obsolete. So if you're thinking of printed business cards, you got to think twice now. You have to listen to what we're talking about.
Right. And really, we're going to lunge into tip number 2, which is go minimal for maximum value. So what's exploded since pandemic is people are not wanting to hold and hand things to people. That action is over.
Can I still hug people? Can I still hug people?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't control you. I can't control you.
I can't.
That's clear. But I've learned that in 278 episodes. But using technology with your card is where it's all at right now. Maybe it's QR codes. Maybe it's, something that's going to take the person who's right in front of you on some sort of
NFC or something like that.
Right. But when you think about it, some people are just going to think of the vital information. They're just going to think of, I want to just hand a person over my VCF, my very simple information. And then comes a company like Dot Cards, which is a QR code on a metal card. It doesn't leave you, but you will hold it out and let a person scan it. And next thing you know, it has all your vital information, including all your social, because that's really where everybody is right now. So, that's wonderful. Oh, it's exciting. Oh, I love to have that card. Then comes NFC technology. Oh, now we're going on another journey. Now this is getting to be pretty amazing. Or tap to pay. Tap to pay. The ability for a person to just tap it. You've paid it. Bye.
And they get all your information. So there are infinite possibilities out there. I just started, the minute BJ told me about this, I was like, oh my God, you could have your NFC, your QR code take you to a website that has an animation. Like if you're a pest control person, suddenly there are all these bugs on that person's phone, and it's
Yeah,
suddenly words that pop up. You go, the man in front of you or the woman in front of you can help you with this problem. And
right,
suddenly, and at the bottom, there's a little button that says add to contacts. And it goes
right.
automatically and adds all your information, your picture and everything to their contact list. But
Yeah,
you've branded yourself. You're like
right,
BJ said, maximum value. There's
right.
so many infinite possibilities. Like I was
Oh,
joking, you could have words that pop up. Don't trust the guy in front of you. No, it's me saying, don't trust that guy in front of you. Make them laugh. You could do
right.
almost anything.
Right. And this is your chance back to being amazing. You could have a little film that takes them through this really cool thing and there's your product.
Yeah.
It's all on your website. You could switch it all the time. You're going to a textile conference. Oh, okay, no problem. Let's go and set up the link to go to this. And it's just phenomenal, the thought of what you could do. So exciting. And I absolutely love it that it's going this way.
Yeah, it's an experiential adventure. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, before you were just tied to paper. Now it's like you could do anything on your phone.
Oh,
Um,
for sure.
it's just
Absolutely.
and you just need to think about it again. Going back to tip number one, your first impression is critical. So
Yeah.
you really need to do this. So tip number three is you ask the questions. See, instead of doing the handoff of the business card and you talking all about your business, this type of experience forces you to ask questions of the person. So instead of talking
Yeah.
all about you, this new
Right.
paradigm makes you ask about them.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's so valuable to you because you've already seen the video or whatever you've linked to. You have the ability to focus and you have the ability to see their reaction and get into a conversation with them. And all of a sudden, you're dynamic. The
Yeah.
energy level goes from here way up, and you have like a whole nother thing, and you're going to be able to dig in and discover their issues, their problems, their obstacles, their fantastic, exciting things that are going on in their company. What an opportunity! What an opportunity!
And it gives
So,
and it gives you the opportunity to slide in your product or service, your
yeah,
store, whatever, to
right,
show them I can help you. And using these interactive business cards, it's not just, and that's the thing, a lot of these business card applications just pop up like a LinkedIn image. I'm like, no, you could take it so much farther.
oh yeah,
You don't write on their business card anymore. Take notes
right,
on your phone. In fact,
yeah.
turn on your voice recorder and go, I just met Steve Jones or Mary Jones, and oh my God, I call, set up a lunch with Mary or something like that, rather than
Yeah,
writing all this stuff on a business card.
I know. We saw the coolest cards made by Moo that were glass, made of glass. And I'm
Oh my
just like, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. So don't think of like just paper. It could be, I saw an incredible business card on PVC. And the whole idea was the company was a like junk luggers clean up your messes, and
God.
the card was so creative. You just went, oh my god, just blew my mind. And that's the trick, is that feeling of, I heard all your questions, I'm excited, I- I'm doing things differently. They immediately think of you as a different type of company.
It's interesting. I brought this up with BJ. I used to belong to a BNI, a networking group, for many years, like 11 years. And I remember my first year as a member, I was the first person to buy an iPhone. And
Yeah.
it was like everybody was hovering over me and looking at it, and we're like, "Oh my god, that's so interesting." And there were
Right.
all these naysaying people, "Why would you spend $700 on a phone?" And it was so funny, and this brings me back. I think you
Doesn't it?
getting back to tip one, you need to stand out, and
Right.
the faster, because this is where the world's going.
Yeah.
And if you just stick with business cards, it's like that's not where the world is. And
Right.
frankly, people that are in their 20s and 30s are going to
Yeah.
laugh at you. They're going to be like, I don't want your business card, you
No.
know?
You know,
Yeah.
they kind of go back like this a little bit. And I think the exciting part about it, and Rich and I have always been this way, like we're always the one who wants the newest thing, the newest technology, the newest whatever. And this is exactly where the business is going. So good. Tip number 4 is systemize your after meeting follow up. So we still are going to harp on this. We are going to harp on this because when you go to an event and, say you've just spent $10,000 on, airfare, hotel, staying at the event for a week, doing all the things, and you don't do any follow up? What? No, 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 no. You've got to have a system and a process to what you do when you get all the vital information that you've received.
Yeah, this is something that I could go in on a little bit, because now
Yeah.
BJ's blown my mind. I'm going to blow her mind.
Yes.
The way that I do this, whenever I go to a networking thing or a meeting or a convention or event, when I come back, I have a process. It's good.
Yeah.
I break everybody I meet into 3 buckets. The first bucket are hot leads. These are people, actually, when I recognize a hot lead, I try to set up a lunch or coffee or drinks with that person right there. And I go,
Right.
let's look at our calendar, let's schedule something. Hot leads are act on them immediately. Okay.
Yeah.
Then there are the warm leads. These are all the people that you're like, they sound interesting. They're not hot leads, but they're
Yeah.
like warm. So yeah,
They could
let's
be a
have coffee.
vendor. They could
But
be like a vendor or maybe a referral partner down the road, but they're not hot.
they're not a potential client. So
Right.
these are warm leads. These are ones that you get their information, and maybe you'll set up a lunch or coffee downrange. You
Yeah.
say, hey, you know what? Let's connect afterwards. And then the third bucket, which is the deadheads.
Oops.
I call them deadheads. These are people you meet, you go, I have,
Uh,
they're either this person's an idiot or I have no interest in meeting with
how
this
did
person.
that happen?
I'm just going to
Yeah.
be cordial to this person and
Cordial.
everything. It's kind of like the business card that you chuck after you walk away from them.
Yeah. And you might group them all together and send out a constant contact that, hey, great meeting you at the XYZ conference. Let's keep in touch. It's so interesting what you do. No, I kind of grouped you all together.
And they all go on your list, and you send them a newsletter, an e-blast, but
That's
that's
it.
it. You just
Yeah.
go,
Yeah.
yeah, let's connect and do that. So
Yeah.
that's a very simple way of breaking it up. Hot leads, warm leads, and deadheads. But that's the best way to prioritize your connections.
Yeah. And you know what I really also love, and this is one of my favorite things to do, is researching the people and the companies.
Yes.
Because I look at those hot leads and I think to myself, I want to know everything I can about them because I trust my gut. I got an impression from them that they're a hot lead.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like know everything. I want to know everything. And to your point, that's all systemized, whether or not you use Salesforce or you have your own system that works really fantastic, do it, jump on it. That's your responsibility to really get them, right?
Yeah. And be the first to connect. It's like, don't, when I get back and stuff. No, when it's, especially with the hot leads and the warm
Oh
leads,
yeah.
you want to be the first person. You want to get back to them. It looks more professional. You're not going to look desperate. Everybody goes, you're going to look desperate. I go,
Oh
no, you're not.
no.
People are impressed when you go, Mary, it was a pleasure meeting you on the sales floor today. Let's try to stay in touch. My February is pretty open. Let's schedule a phone call together or something.
Right, right. I had somebody reach out to me the other day. I'd met him very briefly with a couple other people, and he reached out and said, I have two possible times to meet. Either of these good for you?
Yeah.
And one of them was. And I just said, absolutely, love to meet with you. And I thought to myself, he did what I should have done, which was reach out right away, be the first. And I totally responded as I'm meeting with you right away.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I'm still brainstorming. BJ, again, you exploded my mind. I'm thinking, I have like Calendly. I have Calendly, so I can have a little button that says set up a meeting with Rich. Boom. And it takes them right to my Calendly site and they see my calendar and set up an appointment. Done. So
I know.
be
Just to save the time.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, I love it.
Anyway, our resources, we've probably mentioned a bunch of them at the start, but I'll go through them again very quickly. Some of the resources, and do your own research out there. There's a lot of companies that do this, but one of the first one is Blink, BLINQ. It's like your details and everything shared instantly. There's .cards.net, DOTCARDS.net. There's TapTag, TAPTAG.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Shop. That's NFC technology. And then Hi Hello, which is stylish digital business cards. So lots of great resources for you.
All of them are great. All of them will blow your mind. All of them are going to be fantastic for your business in 2023. Love it. That's it for this week. You can reach out to me at newrenew.com, and you can find Rich at richg.com.
And thanks to our producer, Richard Scalzo.
And have an unbelievable weekend. Catch you later.